I'm Ryan Stevens.
Dr. Taylor Waters.
I'm Ben Oliver.
Welcome to the Superhuman Show, yeah?
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Superhuman Show with your host, Ben Oliver, joined by Ryan Stevens and Dr. Taylor Waters. So today we are going to do a special episode. It may be a monthly thing.
Yeah.
We'll see. And we're gonna play Fitness Family Fortunes. So this is Taylor's idea. So if it's shit, then we can all blame him.
Les Dennis. I'm going to be Les Dennis. Super Les.
So they have
the last time
I don't think they have it in America.
They have
though.
Family Fortunes in the US, I think. It's,
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, do they?
It's the
Guy with the mustache, isn't it?
Steve. Is it? Yeah, Steve something. Better than Les Dennis.
Yeah.
But same thing. Same.
Yeah.
Super Les.
But yeah. So Taylor, you can explain the rules and how we're going to play, and then we'll jump in. But then we will kind of have a bit of conversation about each one as well. We do want some kind of it.
There is a reason behind
We
this.
want a
It's
bit
not
of
just,
education, not just a
It's
flat
not
out
just
competition.
three absolute virgins in a, playing Family Fortunes in a room. So the general gist of the game is we have asked 100. We put a poll out and we've asked a range of fitness-based questions. And there's 100 people that have given their answer, and you have to guess what the most popular answer to the question was.
Yep.
And then obviously there's 5. I've taken the top 5 responses. So if you get the most popular answer, you get 5 points. If you get the second one, 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. And then if you don't get if it's not in the top 5, you get 0 points for it.
Do you only get one attempt at each one, or do you keep going until you get the top 5?
There's only
You
one
get
attempt,
one
isn't it?
attempt.
Yeah.
One
One
attempt.
attempt.
Yeah, this is cutthroat. It's
Right.
not as family orientated. This is fitness.
Because normally they
Fortunes,
have
very
the
serious.
thing on the screen, and you
Yeah.
keep going until you get the last. Right. So
All right, it makes my first episode.
You
Give me a
and-
chance.
right, you will keep tally of our score then.
Oh, we're going to keep a tally of our... Are you going to do it on your phone?
I can do scores.
You're gonna do scores? Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And we got to raise our hand, the first one to do it. Guys.
Yeah, so we'll record this one with video, so
Yeah.
no people
Yeah.
can watch if they want to see our faces. With
Yeah, and if
no
you
cheating.
think you got your hand up before me, we can look at the evidence.
yeah,
And the winner gets a personally signed photo of me in my pants.
Fuck, I don't want to win.
It's given terrible answers.
right, okay. So how many? We'll do what, like five questions because we're going to
Yeah.
talk about each one.
5 questions. Yeah.
Okay,
We ready?
I'm ready.
Right. Hit the music. No. Right. So, question 1. We asked 100 people, what's the best time of day to exercise? Ben?
First thing in the morning.
Ryan?
Nighttime.
Our survey said, ping.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Mine went on
Is that
0.
Yeah.
0 points.
is that 5? Is that 5 for me?
5 points. Morning. 40% of people say it's the best time to train in the morning.
What were the other answers that we got then?
We got second place was evening with 30.
I said evening.
No, you said nighttime.
Oh, it has to be the same.
Lunchtime. Nighttime's terrible.
Oh,
No,
nighttime.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Who the fuck is training in the middle of the night?
I'll tell you.
The Rock.
David Goggins.
Yeah. But he didn't make the quiz, did he? So Ben is on 5 points there. Ryan's zilch. Yeah, morning's definitely the best.
I wonder why they said the morning though, because like you
Well,
can train whenever
I mean,
you want. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's just probably from a practicality standpoint.
Yeah.
And I think like if you look at just whether it's government guidelines or whatever, you know, everyone's like start your day with like activity and exercise. And
Yeah.
so I think it's probably like
Train in the morning.
Naturally, you would just think of like, well, it's when you wake up,
No,
like
it's-
get it done.
Train in the morning fasted, burn more fat. innit?
Yeah, that's
Yeah. but this is good. I like this because then it's topic of conversation. But like, then we can then we can say he's not stupid. So we can say, well, what is the actual best time of day? And we've spoke about this in previous podcasts. It's whenever you can get it in.
Yeah.
And so even if 40% of people say morning, then you could say of those 40%, do they actually exercise in the morning? Because they could be like, oh, I think morning's best, but I go in the afternoon because that's when I'm free. Well, then afternoon's best then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's no best time as in it's the best time for everyone.
yeah.
But I think given the way normal lifestyles are, it's like if you get it done in the morning, I feel like people who train first thing in the morning, for the vast majority, will be more consistent because there's no barrier.
Yeah.
It's like you wake up, you train, and then your day starts. Because once your day starts for a lot of people,
It's hard to bring it
when
back.
you've got kids, you've got work, you've got other commitments. Once it starts, it's really hard to get it in.
Yeah.
And also, what you got to think about as well, as the day goes on for most people, they get tired at the end of the day. When they come home from work, the last thing they're going to want to do is, God, I've had an epic day and I'm knackered. Are they going to want to go to the gym?
Get back
The
up,
likelihood of them doing it is much less. So if they get it done first thing in the morning, when they come home, they can just chill out. You know?
And I mean, unless you're already getting up at 4 a.m, you can say to people like, do your normal day, wake up an hour earlier, and get 45 minutes of activity in. And because there was a post that I saw a while ago, and someone was talking about, like, it was the argument of like the importance of sleep versus getting in your exercise. And if it means you lose an hour of sleep to get in an hour activity, you'll never be able to do like a study which shows, oh, the activity outweighs the sleep, or like you should get the sleep rather than the activity. Because then if you don't do the activity, then you could slowly gain weight. And even though you're sleeping well, now you're fat, and that has its health implications. If you're getting up too early to train and you're not recovering, then you get the benefits of the training. So it's like, so which one is it? But I would say for most people, the benefits outweigh the downside of giving up that hour of sleep, provided that you're still getting at least between 6 and 7.
Yeah.
So I think if you're dipping below 6 to go and train, eventually it's going to catch up.
Yeah.
But for most people, if you're getting 8 hours sleep a night, and then you say, I don't have any time in the day to work out, I will say, get up an hour earlier. Like if you're getting good quality sleep, you'll be fine on 7 hours.
Also, most people can go to bed an hour earlier. If you look at their evening, they're probably just watching TV or something anyway.
Just wasting time. Yeah. Like I said, normally I recommend getting it done first thing in the morning. But then one of my clients, I was explaining it to them the other day, and they were like, oh, well, we currently already wake up at 10 to 5. And I was like, in that case, maybe for you that morning time as well. Because again, it's not always going to be the same for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, you had Chad, who was, middle of the night.
Yeah, see, that's why I said night, Chad.
Yeah.
In the gym, 1 a.m.
Sorry, Chad's one.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess one of the answers is before bed. No, you said nighttime.
So we have to say exact words.
Pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah. Because bed could be midday.
I'll take 0. I'll take 0. Right, next question.
Question 2. We asked 100 people, what's the most important factor in weight loss? Oh,
I think Ryan had that.
I think Clive hand up first.
Nutrition.
Our survey said, ping. Yeah.
Is that 5?
Yeah, 5. 5 part. Ryan and Ben.
I would say like healthy foods. I'm thinking what people would say, and they'd be like healthy foods rather than portion control or something.
He took a risk, and it did not pay.
Oh,
I would
Nil
say,
point.
I would say another answer was probably exercise. A lot of people.
Yeah.
I think people would say exercise.
Exercise number 2. Consistency number 3.
Oh, that's a good one.
God, people have got some good answers. Normally they say
sleep and hydration both came joint.
See, I was gonna go real rogue and be like, no carbs, because that's what people would be like.
Yeah. So Ryan 5, Ben nil point.
We're both on 5.
Both gone 5.
So what have we got? So we got nutrition, exercise, consistency. What were the other 2?
Hydration and sleep.
Hydration and sleep.
Supplements were one, was it?
No.
I thought people would have said something.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, I would argue even in that order, pretty much is how we structure our plans. Like we focus on nutrition, then we worry about training.
You could be overly anal and say actually consistency is top because it's consistency with the other ones.
But equally, if you're consistently shit, then you're consistent, but you're not doing the right thing. Yeah, you can consistently do the wrong things.
Yeah,
but also
consistently wank.
I know people who consistently go to the gym like 7 days a week and they're still overweight.
Yeah. Fair enough.
No, that's a good.
Yeah, that's a good question. Good
but
answers.
then that also granted it's 100 people, but like it shows you so knowledge isn't the problem.
I was literally thinking
everyone knows that it's nutrition, exercise, sleep, hydration, consistency. Yet we're still not accomplishing it.
Your ability to execute is the problem. Knowledge is not. We've got more knowledge than we've ever had. Some say we've got too much now. We overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
But it's like people, and they say, "Oh, the thing is, I know what to do," and it's like, you understand what's important and things, but you don't know how to actually apply it to your life. That's the actual problem.
I get check-ins, and because one of the questions is, how can I, like, what do you want to focus on this week? How can I help you achieve this? And a lot of times I'll get that filled in, and it would say, I know what to do. And it's like, I'll say it with more tact, but my initial thought is, so why aren't you doing it?
Yeah.
Like, but really that's like, I'm genuinely curious. Like, okay, so you know exactly what to do. Let's talk about why it's not getting executed. Like, because there's something that's, whether it's mental or like a skill set or a tactic that like you don't know, because you tell me you know exactly what to do, and I believe you do. You know, it's not like you think you know and you're way off mark. You know exactly what to do, but you're not doing it.
Yeah.
So let's figure out why. Because
hell's
if we
going
don't figure that out, then every week it's going to be, no, I know what to do. It's like, so you keep saying, but like, I know how to make $1 million. I ain't got 1 million because I'm not doing the things.
Far from.
Yeah. So it's like knowing and applying.
Yeah.
Two completely different things.
Yeah.
And like the application is the main. You know, without that, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like not like knowledge without application is useless.
Yeah.
Like I would say it's
unless you want to become a teacher.
Yeah.
Then knowledge without application is actually quite useful.
But like I had even when I did my master's degree in nutrition, all of my lecturers were researchers, and so maybe one or two had coached a little bit, you know, with sports teams and stuff, like as a nutritionist. But everything they would teach you was coming from, well, we did this study and it showed this, and there was no. But having worked with a bunch of teams and athletes in Gen Pop, this shit doesn't matter because they're so concerned about this thing that we don't even need to look at this.
Yeah.
And so everything you learn is like, well, this is useless for Gen Pop. Like it looks cool, and it can get, you know, some young students to kind of go a bit nerdy and look at beetroot extract and stuff. But it's like, are you really, you know, this is so low on the priority list for most, even athletes. It's like, oh, this can help performance. It's like, you know what will help performance? Them not eating Domino's every night and going to bed on time and not playing Xbox.
Well, mate, sports teams are the perfect example. Like, how do you control a lot of the variables from a dietary standpoint with these sports teams when you've got 30 guys to look after? They're all gallivanting around. They all live separately. They all eat separately. They all have different families. They all have different preferences. They all have different goals. Some trying to gain weight, some trying to lose weight. And then you've got one nutritionist in there trying to create a strategy that applies to them all.
If you look at, like, say, like nutritionists in the NFL, a lot of them don't have a fucking Scooby. They've just managed to get the job somehow.
They're normally they've got the qualification that allows them to apply for the job.
You end up being more of a, like, working logistics. So when the team is traveling away, then it's like, where are they staying? What food is available? How do we make sure we got a general
decent diet?
Enough calories and something that isn't going to give them food poisoning.
Yeah.
Like, especially, I mean, not like the NFL, but if you've got teams that are traveling to different countries, it's like, do we have clean water?
Yeah.
Like, and then, you know, it might be a case of you get post-workout shakes. So it's like, I have control of them for these 3 hours in the day. I'm going to make sure they slam hydration, get some protein and some carbs in. So even if they fuck up the rest of the day, we're doing a little bit.
Yeah.
But you'll find
they're not turning up to training fasted in the morning because they woke up late and they missed breakfast.
You'll find, like, even with like the S&C coaches for like, and there are some really good ones, you know, I'm not saying this is all of them, but even when you're looking at like elite athletes like the Usain Bolts and things like that, the job of the coach at that point, it really isn't to like have the secret. It's to make sure they don't do dumb shit. Yeah. Like, Usain Bolt was going to win regardless. And so your job as a coach is to basically say, go have a rest, or do, like, you need to do another sprint because you're being lazy. Like, but like, you're not, you know, it's not the Rocky cutscene with Ivan Drago where it's like in a lab. Like, it just, you've either got it or you don't.
Yeah, you know, to make sure that he's doing the right stuff and that he's not going to cock anything up. Because when you're an athlete in your own head, you're like, oh, I need to train harder because you've seen something on Instagram. And it's like, well, no, you need to take a rest because you trained hard yesterday. It's like,
you look at Usain Bolt's form in the gym, it's trash. Yeah. Like, his workout routine is trash. Like, there's nothing, any S&C guy would look at it and be like, that's doing nothing. Like he's doing reverse barbell curls for his power cleans. Like, and then even speaking to Colin Jackson. So Colin Jackson is a Olympic gold medalist in the 110 hurdles. Like several years ago, he's now a commentator for in the UK, and he trained at our university. Like when he was retired, we were just friends with him in the gym. And I was talking to him and I was like, so what did you guys do? Like when you were in your absolute peak? And he goes, we went to the gym twice a week and we did quarter squats and hang cleans with terrible form. Because he's like, now I know what terrible form is. I didn't know at the time, but he's like, I look back now, it's terrible form. But he said, my diet consisted of black coffee and jelly babies to keep my weight down. And he goes, and I won a gold medal at the Olympics. Yeah. And then, and one of his mates, I think he was like a gold medalist at the Commonwealth or something as well. And then he just goes, you've either got it or you don't. It's like, he's like, all of these guys here, they don't have it. Because if they did, they wouldn't be training here. They'd be in London. Yeah. And so it's like, it doesn't matter what they do, the best program, the best diet, they will never be anything, because there's going to be someone in London that's eating ready meals and sleeping 2 hours a night that doesn't even train that will beat them. In their
especially
sleep.
in something like when there's skills involved, it's like, okay, how much hours have you spent into refining the skills? But like speed, speed is like,
so
you're
heavily
either
genetic.
you're either really fast or you're not really fast.
Like basketball and things like that. It's like, you know, like Kobe Bryant, like genetically elite, but
as required a lot of skills.
Showing up 2 hours earlier, shooting thousands of free throws, 3-pointers. It's like that massively played
things
a
like
role.
soccer, Cristiano Ronaldo, like there's obviously in those elites it's different, but like strength, speed, it's like you're
like
either really strong or you're not.
Wayne Rooney, you know, England football player, like soccer player, looks like a pub landlord, but could run the 100 meters in like sub 11, like in football boots, like on a pitch. Like he's running like a 10, like a 10.5, and he's like just this short, fat white guy chasing out, like with terrible running form, like chasing after a football. And it's like you either got it or you don't. Like, I think at that level.
Even some of my mates who like did pretty good in the sporting world, like they didn't give a rat's ass about their diet and stuff like that. They'd be sat on the sofa eating Rolo yogurts and just be like, whatever.
Right. Number three.
We asked 100 people, what piece of gym equipment do people use most? Ben.
Bench press. Oh, this is probably going to be wrong now because no one benches anymore.
Our survey said, out.
Machines.
That's fucking.
You were the last one.
That's way too general.
I'm thinking what people would say.
Nothing. Nil pois.
Let's get some other.
Can we get another go?
We'll do another round.
Another round on that one?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Let's have a little
So we are going to bend the rules.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what.
So you say what equipment?
Yeah. What piece of gym equipment? So a piece.
Right.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay.
If you listen to the question.
Treadmill.
Yeah,
treadmill.
Ping.
Dumbbells.
Ping.
Right, where are we at?
Treadmill first.
Oh,
Yeah.
down.
Dumbbells second.
Oh, okay.
5 and a 4.
What was the third, fourth, and fifth?
5 and a 4. Third, fourth, and fifth. So in treadmill, 45%. Dumbbells, 30%. Rowing machine, 10. Exercise bike, 10. Resistance bands, 5. Who said? That's why we live in a world of pussoirs.
Go to the gym to use
May as well
resistance bands.
may as well have kettlebells on there.
You go there and you've got dumbbells, machines, cables, and you go, I'm going to use the bands.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
There's some rubber bands in the corner. I'm going to use those. Sling them out.
I mean, it's right. So that's a pretty good indicator that people don't know what the fuck to do when it comes to
He's
exercise.
such a fucking meathead. First thing, bench press. Think
press.
of all the people that go to gyms, like from like really old people to like people just trying to get their steps up. Bench press. What massive chest. It's because all you know is like flat out 2
He
cents.
criticised my answer, and I was thinking, oh, that's probably what people say. And he's like, fucking bench press.
Machines.
Like
fucking
Monday, International Chest Day.
We should have said fucking vending machine.
It
That's
just
what
shows the
people
type
use.
of world you live in. Like in Ben's head, he's like, oh mate, everyone's on the fucking bench press. But actually, if you zoom out, like not many people use a bench press.
No one, everyone's looking at me going, he's always on the bench press.
That's hilarious.
But that's a good representation that people have no idea what to do when it comes to going to the gym.
Three of those are cardio based.
Yeah.
Which we would say is actually reflective.
But that's just like 10 and 10, like for the row. Like I think people are just thinking of gym equipment at that point.
Yeah.
Treadmill, like I get, like you're probably going to use it, even meatheads will use it for a warm up kind of thing. So it's got like multi uses. Like a rowing machine is you got one method on there, and that's rowing. Like
But when you go to a gym these days, mate, you look around. How many people are in the weights room? And how many people are on treadmills these days? You go in gyms these days, there's like 40 treadmills, and like 3 of them are being used.
Oh, mate, it's the opposite in youth.
Oh, you think there's a lot?
They're being used like. I mean, I would say now because like this whole hybrid thing is taken fashion. Everyone's trying to run and lift weights, which is hilarious because like it's like athletes have been doing this for years. Like,
and suddenly it's like a new thing.
You sprint, you jog, you lift weights, you play your sport. Like it's cool being an athlete.
Yeah.
And now it's like if you jog and lift weights, you're a hybrid. When really you're wank at both.
If you jog, like not even anything.
Yeah.
If you jog and curl, you're a hybrid.
Yeah, it's like I'm a hybrid. It's like Monday I do my weights, and then Tuesday I do cardio. It's like like just because you run, like, and you're really shit at running, and you're really weak. And it's a great excuse to be like, I'm jack of all trades, master of none.
But people want to be
like,
special, don't they? In this world, and it's like, what is it in a business? You can either create a new product, or you can rebrand a current product as something new.
Yeah.
And what hybrid is you've rebranded a product that's been around for fucking years.
Yep.
People running and lifting weights. In fact, marathon runners also lift weights because they want to be a bit stronger to improve their running.
Football players run and lift
weights. It's like basketball players. Like, people have run and lift weights forever.
Yeah.
The only people who don't run is probably bodybuilders. They lift weights and they can't run. They just walk.
Yeah. I think because if you look at like CrossFit, a lot of maybe less. I would say CrossFit's like on its downswing now. It's like I don't think it's already reached its peak.
The
popularity.
novelty has worn off on it.
But like if you look at like when it was like Rich Froning and a few of the other top guys, they were all like, because I know Fraser was an Olympic weightlifter, but a lot of the top guys, they're either gymnasts that like didn't make it to the top, Olympic weightlifters that didn't make it to the top, or college football players that didn't make it past college football. And so they've fallen back on CrossFit because they've got, they're incredible athletes, but they, Rich Fronin's 5'10" and 200 pounds. He would get fucking killed in the NFL. But then equally, if you took any like of the top NFL guys and rather than doing NFL, they were like, I'm going to do CrossFit. Rich Froning wouldn't be even in the fucking map.
The elite athletes are in the elite sports,
aliens, complete aliens. They're going to be like 240-pound guys that can run longer, faster, like lift more weights, like than all of these fucking white guys in CrossFit.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be a thing. And then if you look at High Rocks now, which is the more popular one that's almost like taken over from CrossFit, it's all either like ex-endurance or triathletes that can't really do the mileage that they used to be able to do, but they can run really fast 1Ks because you don't really need to be very strong for High Rocks.
No.
Like the only
they
thing
say like strength training, and I'm like,
you've got a farmer's carry, which isn't particularly heavy.
Carry the shopping. So.
Yeah. And then you've got like a fairly heavy sled push. That's probably the only one that's going to require some leg strength. But then you've got ski erg, you've got row, you've got wall balls, burpee jumps, lunges with a sandbag, which isn't particularly heavy.
20-kilo sandbag.
Yeah. Like
I got a heavy ball bag.
Yeah.
Strength level doesn't have to be that high.
Yeah, like a pull with a sled, a push with a sled. Like it's not like it's nothing. Like if you look at the,
it's more strength. It's more endurance.
It sounds like muscular endurance.
If you look at the composition of the top guys, they're about 6'3", 6'2", 6'3", taller, almost like rowers.
Yeah.
That are way more slender, like that they couldn't do CrossFit because they can't lift for shit.
Yeah.
But they're bigger, so they can row really well, they can ski really well, they can run incredibly well. So it's like these like High Rocks will now have its peak over the next couple of years, and then it'll be something else.
Yeah.
And it's like you just make these kind of niches that people can fall back on rather than the like almost like the pure sports of like just powerlifting, just bodybuilding.
The people who make it in that,
yeah.
It was the same in MMA for years. Like MMA, like because it's quite a new sport. Like going through like the 2000s, a lot of the people there were just like tough guys. And then what you noticed is like especially in like the heavyweights, like former NFL players were coming over, or like
Just brawlers.
or like failed wrestlers. So like some
yeah.
wrestlers went to the Olympics.
Yeah.
The wrestlers who didn't go to the Olympics went to MMA, and they were just fucking steamrolling all these brawlers. And people are like, mate, they're mental athletes, but it's like they weren't good enough athletes to make it in wrestling,
Yeah.
but because they're all gone to the Olympic Games, it's like, but they're still well above all these brawlers and these tough guys. So they just fucking went in and started smashing them. And now you can see like a lot of them now are high level.
And it's not taken away from, like, you know, Rich Froning is a freak, freak athlete.
Yeah,
like
there's levels for everything.
but it also, like, the NFL is just another level. Like, I always look at, you know, if you look at, say, like the top 20 running backs in the NFL, all of them can run around a 10-second 100-meter, and they're not sprinters. Like, their form is that of a football guy.
They're just quick as
But
fuck.
if you're like a college guy that can run really fast, and it's like, hey, come train for the 100 meters, you can go to the Olympics, you'll make fuck all money, and you get to compete every 4 years for your big spectacle, and that's it. And all you're gonna do is run, or learn how to catch a ball and run a really fast 40-yard dash. You'll probably make 6-7 mil.
Yeah.
And provided you don't fuck it up, like, you make some more money, and you get to the Super Bowl, like, you know, like that happens every year if you make it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, so all of the top athletes go for the NFL, and only 1% of them even get in. But then a lot of those guys will then go back to sprinting, and it's like, well, I was really fast, but I wasn't agile enough or whatever, but I can run in a straight line really well.
I couldn't catch for shit.
Yeah. Butterfingers. Yeah.
Rich Froning, if you are listening to this, Ben thinks you're a pussy.
I was just thinking we won't be doing a high rock soon. Fucking tall and slender, short and chunky.
I was thinking, what the fuck am I doing?
Couple of bowling balls just running round.
Definitely not built for it.
Funny.
Question 4.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Oh, this is a good one. I like this one. The next two are good.
I thought they were going to be more like hilarious questions. Like,
sorry, mate, not funny enough for you, were they, mate? Fucking hell. I'm not fucking Ricky Gervais, mate. I told you I'm going to be Les Dennis. You weren't funny either.
just dead serious.
I swear he was a raging alky. You're lucky I haven't turned up pissed. Right, question 4. We asked 100 people, what's the most common reason for quitting a fitness program? Oh, I think Ben was faster. You raised your arm faster because he's slow, but you were...
Too hard. It's too hard.
Too hard. Our survey said...
Not enough time.
Yeah,
Our survey said...
That's going to be one.
Ping.
Number 1?
5 pois.
Oh.
I reckon I was going to say either that or kids. So people, I imagine people saying like, "Oh, just the kids."
We can't have
isn't
2 answers, mate. 5.
Get excited.
Ben had 0. Ryan had 5.
You know.
Yeah, do you want the answers?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess so.
Okay.
Well, you're having them. 40% lack of time. 30% lack of motivation.
Okay.
15% not seeing results. 10% too expensive. 5% injuries.
Pretty valid.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say valid, but like reasonable reasons.
Do you know what as well? Lack of motivation. So going from the bottom up, so the least guessed, the least said. Injury 5% fair. If you're injured and you can't do something, okay, I get it. Too expensive, I get it. If you can't afford it. Not seeing results. Well, if I wasn't seeing results, I'd probably quit as well.
Yeah.
Lack of motivation. Yeah, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Lack of time. So the most popular one
Yeah.
is probably the one that I'm like, you probably have time to do
like-
something.
Yeah.
Well, it's what we deal with our clients. Like, pull up your calendar and let's see where we can make some
Yeah.
time. You know, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I do have time. It's okay. Why aren't you making the time?
It's like,
But,
what's
you
the
know?
screen time on your phone for the week? Well, that was 5 hours. Okay, sound. How much Netflix do you watch? You do an hour a day. Okay, it was another 7 hours. It's like, you know, you sleep 9 hours a night. So you could pull an hour out of that. There's plenty of time we can allocate.
But
it's just your allocation of time sucks.
I think it's also like the perception of how many hours it actually takes to focus on. Because I think if people are like, oh, I'm starting a fitness plan, I'm going to get in shape. I think the first thing people think of is exercise. And they're like, oh, I don't have time to go to the gym every day. When we always say, like, the thing that's going to move the needle is your food.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be the biggest thing. And that takes way less time. Like, you know, a couple hours food prep a week. But then, because we get it, we spoke about this on one of the previous episodes, when people say, like, I don't have time to eat, and it's like, you're 300 pounds. You fucking found the time to get calories in somehow.
Yeah.
So all we need to do is change the foods that you're eating and the times that you do eat.
Yeah,
Like,
there's no time commitments to diet.
Yeah.
You are eating anyway.
Yeah.
You just now need to change what you're eating.
if you decide you're going to make zero time for your diet, then it's like, okay, so you're saying you're not going to eat, you'll lose a ton of weight.
Yeah.
Like,
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah, you actually need to spend less time eating. Like,
You're going to buy back time.
Yeah.
You're going to
Yeah.
eat back time.
but I think because realistically, if someone said I want to get in shape, and if we define get in shape as, say, losing 20 pounds, and you know dropping body fat, and they go, how many hours per week am I going to have to commit to this? If we're taking just a general person that, say, is doing 5,000-6,000 steps a day, isn't going to the gym, isn't doing any meal prep, then I'm probably going to say, depending on the method of meal prep that you want to use, you know, if you want to use a meal prep company, then it's going to take you 20 minutes a week to order your food,
place an order,
and then to microwave your meals.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to prep your own meals, then, you know, we're probably looking at
90 minutes a week.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to factor in, like, you're going to have to go and buy the food, and, you know, maybe 3 hours a week, you know, if you're bulk prepping. Gym, you can get away with 2 sessions a week. If you're going from nothing, 2 sessions a week, full body, 45 minutes each. If you're doing the right stuff and you're training hard enough, that's, you know, 90 minutes a week. And then the only extra thing will be steps, you know, maybe going for a 30 to 45 minute walk. Or not even that, but like accumulating that much walking throughout your day. So it could be 3 10-minute walks or something. So you're looking at like maybe 12 hours a week, like to completely change how you look, which when you break it down, like what's that per day? Like less than an hour and a half. Like it's not,
Well,
it's not crazy.
If you just walked, look at your screen time
Yeah.
on your phone. If you just walked when you were on your phone.
Yeah.
So instead of being sat down and sifting, or sat down and texting, or sat down and reading something, pace while you're doing it. Oh, you've accumulated now 5 hours of walking a week.
Yeah.
That's why
Congratulations.
the underdesk treadmill that we recommend for our clients has been such a game changer. It's like,
They're,
right,
they're dynamite. for
when you're
people
watching
who work
TV
at
in the
desk.
evening, walk on the treadmill.
Yeah.
It's like an hour and a half something episode. It's like you've just accumulated 7,000 steps.
That is a game changer. Like I've like seen guys go from like 4,000 steps a day to 20,000 steps a day
Easy.
just by having that on the house.
Yeah.
And like, if anyone thinks like, oh, I don't really spend that much time on my screen, I've had times, granted we work remotely, so I do a lot of work on my phone. I've had my report back and it's like, your average screen time is 8 hours, 45 minutes a day. And it's like, fuck me.
And that's
like,
just on porn. Mad, isn't it?
but that's like, even if you like, it's like, so cool. I'm spending my entire day in front of screens, essentially, because it's not my phone, it's my laptop screen.
Yeah.
And so like, when you really look at it, like if I just said, going to cap it at 7, I've freed up an hour 45.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's my steps.
And like some of that is obviously work, but it's like there's stuff you do. You'd be surprised how much just like sifting through random little shit,
100%.
reading little pointless messages and
Yeah.
being like, oh yeah, you just end up looking at random nonsense. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you open up your emails and like, oh, there's a sale on here. Next thing you know, you're fucking looking at that. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you bought another pair of assless chaps. It's fucking ridiculous.
Do we have one
Okay.
more? Oh, we got one more. haven't we?
One
More.
Come
the
on, then.
score, doing the scores on the board now.
Yeah.
So currently Ben is on 10. Ryan is on 14.
Oh, fucking hell, I need to pull
So
this
you
one out my
need
arse.
this is a big one for you.
I come on strong after the first
Yeah.
question.
Huge.
Shit answer on the first
Yeah.
one.
Get those fucking hands ready. You're
I
gonna
tell you
need
what,
this.
I'm not very good at this.
Question 5, your final question. We asked 100 people, what's the most common gym-related injury? He was quick.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah, Ben?
I'm going to say lower back injury.
I'm going to say...
Hold on. Our survey said ping. Oh, ping. So he's in the scoring. Is it enough? Who knows?
How many is he on now?
Well, I'm not going to say. So you need to... if you get a good score, obviously you're going to really push it.
I think he's one ahead at the moment now. I'm going to say, I don't know how to term this, because it has to be exact words. I'm going to say shoulder.
Oh, that's
I was
good
thinking
shout.
rotate the cuff,
Shoulder.
but I don't think people would know that, so I'm going to go shoulder.
Our survey said ping.
Yes.
Right,
Both on the
I need that
scoreboard.
to be a 1 or a 2. It needs
Both
to be a
on the
1 and I need a
scoreboard.
5.
So Ben scored. This is fucking huge. This is
Tension.
crazy. I know.
I can't
This
wait to
is
get a signed
huge. I
photo of
know.
you in your pants.
This is huge. Ben scored 5 points.
Oh, right, that's as good as I could get.
He's
Yeah.
pushed him.
He needs to be a 1,
So
but
Ben's
I
on a total of 15.
think shoulder's going to be a 3.
Ryan scored. So I'm going to total Ryan's score. Oh, this is just neck and neck. This is phenomenal stuff. This is Federer, Nadal, Wimbledon all over again. So the winner by 2 points.
Oh.
Has to be
Yeah.
Clive.
Ryan Stevens.
What number was it? The shoulder?
3. You
Three?
got
Oh,
3
okay.
points for it. It went
What was number 2 end? Your knee or something, was it? Lower back.
Pussy injury. No, back pain 40%, knee injury 25%, shoulder 20%, ankle 10, elbow 5.
Ankle.
You can roll your ankle walking in.
In the gym.
Yeah. Oh, get out.
No. That's probably lower back is probably
Yeah.
the biggest one that we deal with clients.
Well, I was my brother-in-law is a medical doctor, and he was testing me on random medical knowledge, which I did very poorly at. Hence, because I'm not a real doctor. He said back pain is the most common thing a general practitioner sees with his day. It's the most common thing someone will come in with is back pain. So if you think about it, the gym as well, it's likely going to be the same. And it was like, was it 40% was back pain? The next one was like 25%. So yeah, it's everyone's got a bad back.
What do you think that is though? Because I would say sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah, massive.
Being overweight.
weak core.
Yeah.
You know, and lower back. What did you say?
Being overweight, because obviously he's
Overweight.
Yeah.
Being weak and heavy is one of the
Yep.
worst things to be.
Yeah.
Because you've got to carry around your heavy ass all day,
Yep.
and you're also weak as piss. So you're always going to be tired.
And then poor lifting technique. I think.
Yeah.
But
Ego
I
lifting.
think it sounds really stupid, but because I will watch people walk and run and look at their technique, like just from doing sports and biomechanics and stuff, and like my own injuries and things. You see people like run and like where their knees buckle in, or like if they're overweight and their toes are pointed out and they kind of like shift from side to side
like
and
waddle.
yeah. So like a lot of times the pain you're feeling is in your back, but it's the cause is actually a bunch of compensation stuff that's happened with your hips, knees, everything else to compensate for your poor mobility or whatever in your back. And so it's like if you injure your back, your rib muscles, your obliques, your abs, your glutes, your hip flexors, all of them will tighten up to essentially brace your spine.
Yeah.
Like to squeeze around it so don't fucking move it. Like but then what typically happens is over time they start to release, but there's always a little bit of tension there because they're like, oh, it could go. And until you like mobilize and strengthen all those muscles again and your back, they're always just ready to just. So like my back has been like in a constantly braced position for like 5 years because I never like told the other muscles like you're good, like you can chill now.
Off, yeah.
But I
guess
think,
that stems from probably one of the first things you add.
Yeah.
The
And then
injuries you add,
but I think it's a pro and a con of humans in general is that we are compensatory machines. You injure your shoulder, your body can go, cool, we're going to move this hip, we're going to twist a little bit, and then we're going to avoid that position, and we can keep doing what we need to do to survive. And so you're like, cool, like before you know it, you're now walking fucking sideways and lopsided, but it feels normal until someone puts you where you should be, and you're like, oh, that feels off. But like that's how we survived.
Yeah.
Whereas like
adapt.
if you want to be optimum, then like you don't really want, like again it's like it's going to get worse and worse to the point that you're going to have so much work to do to undo you know, all the fuckery that's happened. But yeah, I would say that's the most common thing is like not treating injuries properly and not strengthening your back in the first place.
I think common with injuries, because you do see people who like run weird. Yeah, they're like elite level runners.
Yeah.
And they get no pain.
Yep.
I think it's a lot of the stuff you see with people getting, they just escalate too fast.
Yeah.
Like they're not conditioned to deal, like their body can do it, but they're not conditioned to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't go, oh, like you're quite good with weight, isn't it? It's like you move up in weight when you feel like there's no more progress to be made at that current weight. Whereas what people do is, I've done this once, so I'll go up now. I've done this once, so I'll go up now. And it's like, well, if there's still more progress to be made, why don't you just sit there? Because you're way less likely to get injured, pulling back that little bit more than always trying to go heavy. And next thing you know, but it's same with me with running. It's like, I'll go, oh, I wouldn't mind going for a run today. And I'll run 5K. Oh, I quite like that. I'm going to try and run 15K tomorrow. And next thing you know, my knee's killing me. And it's like, why? It's like, well, you've gone from running 0 to 5 to 15 within a 3-day period. It's like, well, of course you're fucking injured.
Because there's, what is it called? It's called your Golgi tendon, which is like the limiter on how hard it will let your muscle contract. Because obviously if it contracts too hard, then it will rip and it will tear. And so...
It's all right, mate. It's got a bit of
Golgi tendon apparatus.
Yeah,
is what it is. But it's like when you know, like if you're in like a life or death situation, you know, and like say like Jess was stuck and you need to pull.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
You leave that. That would save me a fortune.
But like, let's just say like you haven't deadlifted in what years, like conventional deadlift.
No.
But let's say there's 220 kilos stuck on her and you have to pull it.
It ain't
Like
budging.
life or death. Like
That's it. Good luck.
I would tell you would like if you're in that fight or flight. Like this is where you hear the stories of like, oh, people move the cars or whatever. Your form will look like a cat taking a shit.
Yeah.
And you will tear every ligament, tendon. It'll be like, you know, when you see like things in movies, like where the scaffolding starts to rip because something's about to fucking, you know, buildings, but it will do that. But like your body will use everything it has to move the weight and put you in the most favorable leveraged position, not giving a fuck about, well, this isn't ideal for that tendon. It's going to go, no, but this is where we get the most
This is how we get
contraction and you can do it. But like day to day, you can't summon that strength because like there's no need for it. And you're like, no, like I can't push any harder.
Yeah.
But like
there's a risk here. Something's going to go and you stop.
But it's like you could push harder because you could push so hard that you tear all your muscles, but like all of the Golgi tendon will stop you from doing it. But like I think a lot of time people will like almost like push past that when they start out, like when they're running and stuff. It's like if you don't do cardio, right? Like if you had to, you know, if your
check-ins.
Check-ins.
if your kid's life depended on it, and it's like you need to go run 5 miles like now, and you need to do it in under like I don't know some like fucking 40 minutes or something, you would go and do it, and you would fucking throw up, and like you know you probably calves will be blown to shit, your Achilles will be fucked up, but you'd do it. But like, does that mean that you should do it? Like in that situation, yes, but like in general, if it's like, oh, like I could run 5 miles, yeah, but you fucking shouldn't right now. Like you should start with like a kilometer.
It's like they say like, don't run before you can walk. It's like wait until you can walk really good, then go to a jog, then run. You know, where it's like people are like, oh, I walked today, I'm going to sprint tomorrow.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
It's like walk very well, then jog, and then run.
Running is the most common one because people think, well, I ran since I was a kid. It's like it doesn't mean you know how to do it properly. Like even push-ups. People are like, oh yeah, I did push-ups when I was a kid, and you watch them, and it's like, well, your elbows are flaring out, your upper back isn't even moving. Like it's like you're pressing to your fucking chin. It's like, who taught you how to do that?
Tack is all over the show.
But and that's you think it's a push-up. It's not complicated.
God, if I sprinted, I'd pull an hamstring, I reckon.
My hip flexors would just be fucking snapping. But okay, so we've
that was it.
Concluded that
I haven't got the signed photo on me now. It's
We'll take one after the podcast.
We'll do prizes. We should probably do this at one of our
the monthly fitness fortunes would be hilarious.
We need to do this with the whole team.
Yeah.
We'll put them in families.
We'll do it at the event.
And,
pod fortunes. Pod fortunes.
We'll get some buzzers and we'll do it. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, I mean,
pod poverty.
But I guess it's not a bad representation though, of like where people's heads are at with those questions.
Yeah. Told you there was a plan behind
Yeah,
it.
because a lot of times like you'll have guys on Instagram, whatever, being like, people need to do this and stuff. But it's like, have you asked them? Like, have you actually looked at the data of like what people think they need to do? Because until you've changed that, it's like, we know like everyone needs to lift weights, but it's like, okay, what, like, why are they not lifting weights? Well, because they all think like the treadmill, bad back, and treadmill is the most. They'll get a bad back if they lift weights, and they should burn calories on the treadmill. It's like, right, we need to discuss those things first before even giving them a plan. No, I like it. Cool. I hope everyone enjoyed this this episode.
I know I did.
Yeah.
And that's
Ben didn't. He thought the questions were boring.
I know. He was yawning over.
So I thought that
Somebody go for a nap now.
I thought that you were going to make up the questions for some stupid, like, you know, like Ryan's example of like, what's the most common thing bodybuilders do before bed? And it's like flexing your pants at the bottom of the bed. Like, but
the thing is, I can't get 100 people to answer those stupid questions.
But you could just do it by you. Just be like the most common things. But yeah, we'll do. Maybe I'll do one next time, and I'll get you two doing that.
There we go.
Nice. Okay, well, thank you as always for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes and Spotify, and we will catch you next time.
If you love this show, please like, share, and leave us a 5-star review so that we can help more people. I'm John Madsen, Superhuman CEO, reminding you to always go get what's yours.